I'd start by asking you, the latest revelations do seem to be contradicting what we were first told about how quickly Mohammed Louaj Boulel was radicalized. Are you surprised?
Absolutely not. We said before, the process of ISIL as well as Al Qaeda uses a system called self-radicalization. And the self-radicalization process is something that government still has to begin to understand. And this is absolutely no surprise, and I guess there will be more information following soon.
Boulel had support and accomplices, we now know. The wider his network, surely the more criticism there will be that someone should have been aware of what was happening.
Well, this once again reaffirms that there needs to be a global coordination on information services, intelligence services, and the sharing of information. No nation today can fight terrorism on their own. And this is one of the big problems I think we face.
What does France need to do next, not just in terms of tackling the actual terror threat, but also in terms of people's belief that the government isn't handling this well?
Well, there's a few things they have to do first. They have to first understand what type of problem they have. And that's already in itself a problem that they don't get to understand, that they are dealing with a guerrilla warfare tactic. We've seen this in Africa, we've seen this in Israel, we've seen this in North Africa. And this is not new tactics used in terrorism. The second thing that they have to understand, they have to reform policies. They have to reform the way they think. You know, if they continue to sing the same tune, they're in for troublesome time. Terrorism is a very serious situation and a serious business. It's not candy stores. And they have to really begin to understand this.
The recent report into last year's terror response after the attacks in Paris, the Charlie Hebdo offices, and on November the 13th, there was a call for a national intelligence service to be set up. At the moment, the responsibilities are shared between 6 different agencies here in France. Is there a problem that not every agency is getting hold of all the information that it needs?
I think that's partially part of the problem, but I think the second problem is that there needs to be an international coordination program in place between all allies internationally. And this is where the real problem begins, because there might be other agencies that had information outside of Europe that could not share that information due to restrictions. And I think this is the part that they have to really get to understand, that working in an international platform is far beneficial than working on a national platform.
If I can ask you just very quickly, how well is information shared across Europe? Because, of course, we know that after November the 13th, information between Belgium and France hadn't been passed to one another. Is that a problem?
Well, the biggest problem is the tendency to secrecy. You know, there's a sentiment around the fact that most networks, cases, or informants is secret. But that is in itself a problem, because there needs to be standardization where internationally, between all allies internationally, this information can be shared. And I think unless this is rapidly reformed, we are going to see very, very serious problems in future.